So I'm Jim Muglia of Jim Muglia Computer Consulting and Maintenance. I am a small business specialist that specializes in the legal community. I like small business server, so that's my bread and butter. I bought AuthAnvil mainly for security purposes. I wanted something that was going to make sure that all of my clients had a way to securely remote into their computers and not have to think about having to change their passwords every other day. With AuthAnvil, I get to say here, give them the token, and they don't have to think about, is somebody shoulder surfing? Is someone, going to be on my laptop later and have that connection able to be hijacked? My company, Jim Muglia Computer Consulting and Maintenance, is actually a DBA off a bigger corporation. So we also have a bookkeeping company that I'm mainly using it for my office. So we will have remote workers remoting into my server that will do bookkeeping. And so I wanted to make sure that, because I can't guarantee on the other side what their security is or how they operate, we didn't want to open up a VPN. We said, hey, remote web workplace works for us. How do we secure it to where they can't be compromised by a relative that accidentally said, oh, well, I want to go in, or in the case of one of my clients, a spying relative. So they actually would put keyloggers and other things onto the computer to find out where the spouse was going. This technology allows me to say, I don't care if you have a keylogger on it, you can try again and again and again, you're not going to get in. So that was my big reason for the internal piece. All of my clients, I insist on over 14 character pass phrases. Typically I will instruct them to make a sentence, very easy to remember. One of the things that AuthAnvil brings to the table is the fact that if someone was to use that password over the course of a year and use it on multiple systems, it's more likely that it would become compromised. So rather than have the client pain points of we're constantly changing passwords or we're constantly changing, how we set the security, this is something that I can say, no, you can keep your password. We can set it, on a yearly basis instead of a monthly or a weekly basis. So the pain factor for the client and for my staff and myself goes way down. So ultimately, having the two-factor authentication helps solve some of the pain points of constantly having to renew a password, a passphrase in my case. For me, I think of the fact that on the other side of that console, that employee, that teleworker, whomever, you really don't have any control. And this gives me that little spice, little piece of control that says I don't really have to trust their computer. I don't have to trust their specific IT source. If it's co-counsel coming in on a remote web workplace, I can set up a standard machine and I'm not sandboxing them. I am literally saying, no, go have access to the network. I know that on the other side of that co-counsel has the key. No one else in that office is going to have that key. So that's actually why I was encouraged to use the soft token on the phones, was because then I can actually assign them my company phone, give them the phone, and say, this is how it is, and if anything goes awry, they lose it, or if something bad happens, I can wipe it out.